takes pictures of everything going around. We got cameras all around here. I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you all, it's fun. So, the notes and stuff, we'll go through most of this. And then there's a Q&A part where I'll start asking you some questions, but we talked about everything.
I made notes based on
all right. Well, that was sloppy, but that's all right. We'll take it.
We can handle it.
Good evening, craft beer. How is everyone tonight?
Good.
Yeah. All right.
Happy Florida Craft Beer Day.
Happy Florida Craft Beer Day, everyone. Bossman, how are you?
Feeling great, man. Absolutely happy to be here.
Mr. Brewboy 813, how are you?
Man, I'm feeling the crowd out there. How's everybody doing?
Ow! Yeah! This is the loudest crowd that we've had in the last 4 years, so thank you all. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Speaking of being here, we've got two special guests. Mr. Gus Chinchilla, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
That's very good. And Mr. Leonard Goody. I was going to say Good, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Good to meet you, sir. And
Me too.
Mr. Gus, just because this is probably one of the, we've talked about you. You're a friend of the cast. You've been on many times. But we've just to let everybody else out there know what exactly or why or how are you affiliated with craft beer?
So I'm the craft beer category manager for Ybor City, Spirits. I basically handle anything and everything that has to do with craft beer for the company, and also been involved in the craft beer industry and craft life for almost 20 years now.
That's fantastic. And I know you and Ryan are good buddies?
Absolutely.
We are.
We, as I said earlier, Donnie, we play a lot of golf.
We play twice. Drink some beer.
Drink some beer. Yeah, we had them backwards. We drink a lot of beer, play a little bit of golf.
Excellent.
He's a great friend of mine.
And Mr. Leonard, so thank you for joining us as well. Please, how are you affiliated with craft beer?
Oh, I love craft beer. I started drinking craft beer in the early 2000s. A friend of mine moved from California, and we went to the Dunedin Beer Festival. And so I had my first craft beer, fell in love with it, started doing a little home brewing, and joined the Tampa Beers Club, and enjoyed it doing that for a while.
Fantastic. Well, it's good to have you. And I know we may not have the same golfing relationship that Gus and Ryan do,
I
but
think we've been once or twice, Donnie. Over the 10, 12 years I've known you, I think we've been once or twice.
yeah, we've done it a couple times. But I was saying to Mr. Leonard here, actually, we reached out to Tim. Of course, those that don't know or aren't on the feed, we are in the fun and energetic Craft Life Brewing facility here. We're having a blast, right?
Absolutely.
So Tim, the operator, the head brewer here at Craft Life, actually introduced Mr. Leonard to me, and I'm just so happy to have you on the panel. So thank you.
Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Donnie.
We're excited to have you. So, all right, into the nitty gritty here. So essentially, what is Florida Craft Beer Day? Ryan, you house man? Anybody give it off the top of your head?
I think it has something to do with craft beer in Florida.
It's a great day to have fun.
That's true. That's true. So Florida Craft Beer Day, we've been doing as part of our podcast network here, Craft Brews and Geek News, for 4 years now. So the first year we did it in 2016. We actually reached out to the mayor's office, Mayor of Tampa, Bob Buckhorn, great guy, good friend of the show, and we said, hey, Bobby B, would you mind, or would you be so kind as to come out to our event? His office basically said, we'll do you one better. They actually gave us a proclamation honored by and affiliated with, or actually recognized formally by the city of Tampa, which is fantastic. So every year for Bob's last term, which is this one, and this is last year, which is unfortunate, Bob's been signing over a proclamation officially recognized by the city of Tampa, February 15th as Florida Craft Beer Day. So that's pretty sweet. This actually started in 1897. Had those backwards. It's my first beer, believe it or not. Go ahead.
I was thinking of something, and then all of a sudden it blanked out.
Was that your first beer as well?
Yeah, well, second, 1.5.
Well, in 1897, the first brewery in the state of Florida actually opened, and it was called Florida Brewing Company. Essentially, it was out of Ybor. The building is still there. The name Florida Craft Brew or Florida Brewing Company is still in the building, and that's where we had the first event, and it was just a fantastic time. So ever since then, we just wanted to get together every year on February 15th and talk about and celebrate craft beer in the state of Florida. I know it's changed your life, right?
Oh, absolutely. I got involved, like I said, back then, and I was living up in Maryland at the time after I left Florida. And up there, I got very involved to know a lot of craft brewers that were doing farm brewing at the time. So they opened craft breweries on their farms and were growing their own hops and their own barley. So I watched some of those craft breweries from their infancy grow up into what they are today.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Craft beer is craft business, right? And that's what you said you saw, and now you've emulated here in the state of Florida. So I think it's fantastic. Boston?
Yeah, I usually drink craft beer until I return to my infancy. So it's just, it's a lot of babbling, a lot of falling over. So it's fine.
Yeah, always a good time. And Mr. Gus, of course, being as prestigious as you are in the craft beer industry, the guy that gets it all to us, it's certainly impacted your life, eh?
Oh, for sure. If it wasn't for craft beer, I wouldn't be here right now. Obviously, that is my job. That is my responsibility in my company. So, since I was, 24, 25, so that's almost
17, 16 maybe.
17 years. I've been with Ybor City for 18 years. I've been drinking craft beer for about 15 years. And my passion really started just trying to get something good, to drink something good, whether it was wine, bourbon, whiskey, whatever it was. But when it came to craft beer, it was definitely something different about it. And definitely changed.
Brian, how about you?
As far as how long have I been involved with craft beer?
Well, how has it changed your life? Because I know it certainly has.
I mean, anybody that listens to the podcast, anybody that knows some of the stories we've shared, it's really changed my life. And not only did I make better friends and everything like that in the industry, but I've learned how to actually brew craft beer and met many people along the way. So it's thoroughly changed my life for the better, for all the good and everything that goes into it. So.
And we've heard that Mel's been here, has drank all the beers, that's changed his life.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Well, that's good. And of course, starting this celebration, this day of recognition, this podcast, made great friends, great connections, people in the industry, people that are, impactful to how the industry is shaped. And someone like Big Mike back there, who can't even hear us right now.
Absolutely.
Hi, Mike.
Mike from Tonka's Tap House.
Tonka's Tap House in the house.
Freshly out of Facebook jail.
Yeah, Facebook jail. Okay, that's good.
Oh, well, that's... I see you bring some craft beer tonight.
Yes.
Brought a lot of it.
Man up round.
So we also walked into a bottle share. Who are these folks?
I can't hear.
We'll turn it up a little louder.
No, it's okay.
So tell us who these folks are.
What, with us?
Yeah.
I got my family with me, my mom and my dad and my wife and son, but these are the Pasco Brewers Guild. So I'm part of the Pasco Brewers Guild, and usually at the beer fests, I'm participating kind of by myself. I'm doing my own thing at Tonka's Tap House. But when I can, I try to participate with them. And so I brought some beer to share, and kind of people pick off of each other and give notes. And hey, what did you do on this? What did you do on that?
Yeah, well, bring them on over. We'll talk more about it.
Who's in charge of the pastor?
Angela Reamer took over from Jeff.
Are they here too?
No, Jeff is not here, but since they're starting a liquid garage company, Angela took over. So
very cool. Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Swing on back by. We'll talk more.
He also uses hops from our farm.
Oh, that's fantastic. I want to get into that in a second. I think we have some time in the Q&A, but from an overall standpoint, right, we talked about why Craft Beer Day is a thing and why it's important and why the great mayor, said, hey, this is a thing that I want to recognize. Well, for Floridians, it's huge, and that's the whole point. For the beer industry, it's huge. And again, that's part of it. But we're talking, at the current moment, 22,000 jobs in the state of Florida alone, which is huge. We're talking 1.2 billion in wages and salaries for the state. And this is for people that live in the state and spend money in the state. Then we're talking about almost $1 million in federal funding. which is going to be crazy. These are just taxes that are being paid. So it's really a huge industry. It's huge for us. It's huge for Florida, and it's huge for everybody in this room, including Mr. Tim, who's now got his attention for the moment, and plenty others. So we're just really happy to be here celebrating about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fantastic day to remember how much money I spent yesterday on Valentine's Day.
In beer?
And have a beer about it. Just sort of recollect, why I should have bought, some things, and why I spent too much money at restaurants. Yeah. So.
We always needed a day after Valentine's Day to recover and reflect on what Valentine's Day was, and that's one of the other cool things about Florida.
Yeah. It's the day after, which is a great day, because nobody has plans the day after, so everybody can come out and see us.
Absolutely correct.
Or at least celebrate. That's the whole deal.
That's right. Well, I really want to know what they're drinking over there because they seem to be having a heck of a time.
They got some really good beers over there.
Oh, yeah, I heard there was one that was really special, but I'm sure they'll bring it over here in a little bit.
Well, we brought our own set of homebrewed beer too, and I want both of you guys to try it. We have a saison and an IPA. The IPA is actually Resilience that we brewed for the Sierra Nevada Campfire Fund. So Ryan and myself, both brewed a batch. He brews 5-gallon batches, and I brew about 1.5 gallons, small batch stuff. So we both brewed this beer with the intent to give it away, and whatever funds we could send over to the Campfire folks over in California, even though that's out and been done. Families get ruined, houses get destroyed, and that's just part of it. So
that's the neat thing about craft beer is that in this community, and we've talked about this dozens of times before, it can go to so much good.
It really can. And speak to that, Ryan, I don't know if you've ever counted the numbers, but Ryan and I and Mr. Lausman here actually, we participate in a couple charity brew fests, and I'm sure you guys have seen them or done so yourself. And what I counted up, Ryan, over the last 4 years is that we've raised over $100,000 for charities that are the Temple Terrace Craft Beer Fest, the Hospice, Boys and Girls Club of America this year. It's fantastic. So again, what does craft beer do for the state, for us? It does things like that, right? It does things like that, not just for Florida, but for everywhere. So just wanted to say that. I don't know if you ever really thought about it.
I didn't even know. Yeah. Again, the day for reflection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The day after Valentine's Day. Right. That's my life on a good path.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's great. So we're about halfway through 7. So at 8 o'clock we're going to do a statewide silent toast. And what that basically means is that everybody has to have a beer in your hand. Everybody over there has to have a beer in their hand. Everybody. Okay, that's right. You stay on that, Tim. Tim will be our enforcer. Okay.
30 minutes, Tim. 30 minutes.
Yep, 30 minutes. But in the meantime, I want to explore a little bit about what this really does mean beyond just what we talked about. So, Leonard, we can start off, talking about the farm. When you and I first talked, you had mentioned how you came down from up north, and you guys were doing a totally different business than you are right now, or at least that portion of it.
Yeah, well, my family has always lived here in Central Florida. They moved here in the 1880s, so they were here before the Florida Brewing Company. And the last 10 years, I've been working in software, and I developed software up in the state of Maryland. As I mentioned, I love craft beer, so I got involved with a lot of the breweries up there that were growing their own hops. So that's where I developed my familiarity with the hop growing process. And after I finished my stint up there, I moved back to Florida and decided to try to give it a go on my family farm. So
before we keep going, Gus, I have a question for you. So, and feel free to jump in. What I thought was most interesting about Leonard's story, how he used to brew, or he used to grow hops up north and then came down. I came from Budweiser. There was a day when I worked for Budweiser for a long time, and when I was training and advocating and talking about beer, before craft beer was even a thing, really, quote unquote, there was these set of rules that applied to craft beer and to beer in general. And one of those rules was that Germany was literally in the perfect climate and one of the only areas you could grow hops. And at the time, the Pacific Northwest, you could also grow some Cascade and things like that. But those were really that belt. If you imagine taking a belt around the entire globe, that little area, that belt is really the only place you could grow hops. So from your experience, you think of hops in a beer that were traditional, quote unquote, and then beer or hops that were grown somewhere else. Is there a flavor difference? Is there something that changes in the beer?
Well, you know, it's funny because they say that because when he was telling me that he throws beer in Florida, I was like, whoa, that's, you know, not a lot of people are doing that right now. You know, I've been to Belgium, I've been to, you know, the West Coast, and, you know, I've seen hop farms, and like you said, the climate, everything has to be, you know, has to be perfect. But he was telling me that Tim uses some of the hops for his beer. So far, the beers that I've had from Tim are great. So, you know what? I don't think, well, the hub has a lot to do with it, but how do you implement it in the beer and other ingredients that you use? I think everything has to come together. So at the end of the day, as long as it's done right and you know, and use the right process, you know, who cares what's done?
Yeah.
As long as you're making great beer with it.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was agreeing with Gus, but I think having it right in your whole backyard is even cooler, especially in Florida, where it's harder to grow. Right, so it's not the best climate.
Yeah,
That's
and
having major challenges.
I want to understand that difficulty from Leonard, but what is, so do you get that kind of feedback from brewers like Tim, and like you said, you listed 4 or 5 before we were talking.
Yeah, the first year that we grew hops, Tim was one of our first customers that we provided hops to, along with Brewing Co. And they did
Oh, my good friend Robert Hilford again.
Yeah, I know that. And he did a beer for us. He actually named it after a family. And he's done that again this year for us with a kumquat.
He's a really humble festival. That's awesome.
So he's a great guy.
And that's a fun fact too. So the farm, before it was hops, was the kumquat farm, right?
Yeah, part of it. We have citrus, kumquats, and hops and some cabbage.
So when I talked to Leonard a couple weeks ago, he was talking to me and he was doing a bunch of things. What's going on? Oh yeah, Kumquat Festival tomorrow. Apparently 40,000 people show up.
And prior to the Kumquat Festival, on the Thursday and Friday before, we do an open house at the packing plant. We have about 1,200 people show up for that.
That's actually not going to ask. It's a huge event. Yeah, have any other kumquats ever been used for Brew Co's beer?
Yeah, it's all for
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It's all from you.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Okay.
Well, actually, our first customer,
right? I learned something. I good. I can go.
actually, our first customer to request kumquats to put in their beer was Alaska Brewing Company, followed by Anchor Steam.
Love Anchor.
And then,
Love Anchor beer.
The breweries here, Tampa Mayor Brewing Company, Big Storm, Motorworks.
Motorworks? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
others.
That's really cool.
And those are all, local from the local farm, local except for Alaska.
Yeah, well,
it's not exactly.
I think Anchor Steam somewhere else too.
Yeah, Anchor Steve is not here. I don't know.
No,
Anchor Steam's out of San Francisco.
Yeah,
Yeah, right down the street.
Maybe you
Still,
can have
right down the street.
really. Yeah, down the street.
Maybe you can have the first hop festival.
We're hoping to. Actually, I'm having conversations with Tim. I'm hoping we can do that. And Angela, we talked about it tonight also. We're hoping to do something in September.
Well, hopefully we're there. That'd be fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. And Leonard was actually telling me more about the hop plant, which again, coming from a very centralized, a very structured organization about how they speak about hops, I didn't realize all of the extra uses of hops. You can serve them as a delicacy, which they do in Belgium. Did you have that when you were there? Really? Hop shoots?
Hop shoots?
Yeah.
They're
So
great.
I was trying to understand what the heck is a hop shoot.
What is a hop shoot?
Well, actually, when the plants first started emerging from the ground, when you go to train the vines, you only train up 2 to 3 of the actual vines that come out of the ground, and the rest of them you trim off. And in Belgium, it's considered a delicacy, and people come from Paris to enjoy the hop shoots.
Really?
And it's considered the world's most expensive vegetable. It can sell up to $300 a pound for hop shoots.
Wow.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Wow.
And last year, when the hop shoots were coming up, we had a group of chefs from Disney World come over, and we actually cooked them out at the farm and on the grill, and they were amazing. I made the chefs do the cooking for me.
That sounds incredible. Hop shoots. That's what they're called.
Yes.
I've never heard of such a thing. So
It blew my mind as well. I was like, it's a menu item?
I didn't know you could eat hops.
I don't hemp, I don't hop, I don't, yeah.
They taste similar to grilled asparagus.
I love asparagus. So can you melt some butter, some garlic?
That's right.
Roast some on the
That's what
grill?
we did.
Okay. I'm sold.
So again, talking about Florida craft beer day again. So we've got hops that you can eat, hops that you can brew with, hops that you can cook with, whatever. It's crazy, but so when is the season for a Florida hop?
Well, the hops normally go dormant in the wintertime. Ours are completely dormant right now. They'll be emerging sometime in March, next month. That's when we'll be harvesting the shoots, is towards the end of March, 1st of April. And then the vines will grow up on the trellis, which is 20 foot tall. So then they will start putting on the cones, which then we'll start harvesting towards the middle or end of July. Last year we did a U-pick on the 22nd of July, and we had home brewers and some of the local breweries came out and picked their own hops so that they could wet hop their beers at that point in time, which is something that's impossible in Florida unless you're willing to pay a lot of money to have them airship down from the Pacific Northwest.
And that's something I never thought about either. Is just simply getting the hops. I mean, I see you have a bag of them there, and I'm guessing. I'm
hoping that's hops.
No, Leonard's really gonna party later. Yeah, but see, that's
That's what I thought about. I want to show what that was.
well, that's the thing. Like you, so how can will they stay long like this?
They're good for about a year like that.
Okay.
Pelletizing them will allow them to last 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
But if you use whole cone hops,
Okay, that's
they're good for about a year. When the fresh hops, when they first come off the vine, normally they got to be used within 24 to 48 hours. So you got a short window. But I've seen people, they've refrigerated them and kept them up to a week. So really you're good, even though they say 48 hours, you can wait up to a week.
Well, and
Worst case.
in brewing with them too, you have to, if you're using full point hops fresh, you've got to have more to the ratio. It's about 5 to 1.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's another important tip if you're a brewer out there.
That's correct.
I didn't know that.
It's about 5 to 1. What happens is you dry, when you're getting ready to pelletize the hops, what they do is they dry them, the whole cones, down to 10% moisture, which is what we do for the ones we have here. And then they take them and they pound them into a powder, and then they squeeze them into the pellets that what most brewers are familiar with buying.
And those basically just dissolve, right? That's right. They dissolve. There's a little bit of fluff, but not much. I've seen it with we brew, right? So
Go ahead. But with the whole cone hops, where we just simply dry them and use them in the beer, you're going to get more flavors, and you're not going to lose some. They're going to have more of the oils, and you're going to get a little bit of grassiness in the flavor that you lose when they're pelletized.
Which is why wet hops are best used whenever dry hopping, because that gives the flavor and aroma a whole different. In my opinion, that's the best part.
Sierra Nevada, Anchor Steam, the Chutes, and Victory only use whole cone hops. They do not use any pelletized hops in their production.
Wow. So just backing up, we're gonna just jump around for the next 15 or 20 minutes until we do our big cheers. But so I know that your farm is relatively new, right? That you said you're in your third season.
We're getting ready to start our third season.
Okay. So back to the season part of it. You plant them when?
Well, actually, they're a perennial.
Okay.
So every year, the plants will come up in March. Normally in the Pacific Northwest, usually it's September and October that they do their harvest. In Florida, they mature a little earlier than that. We start getting them in, like I said, mid-July. So we're able to harvest July, August, September, and October. So we actually get 4 months of picking versus normally up in the Pacific Northwest, about a month in which they bring in the full harvest.
Yeah, picking hops in the middle of July in Florida, that's got to be an easy task. And it's nice and breezy out. And
Oh yeah, it's great weather.
Yeah, it certainly sounds it.
Lots of low ABV beer, I'm sure.
So what kind of volume are you getting out of?
Our plants are relatively new. Like I said, they're only, this will be our third year. And so we're not getting a lot of volume. We had a couple hundred pounds this past year. But we're expecting now that they're 3 years old to have a significant more poundage hops available. And we're working with different varieties. Because it's never been done in Florida before, we are working currently with 22 different varieties trying to figure out which ones will grow here and which ones won't grow here. For example, Williamette, we planted some of those. No, they totally died. We're all sold those. Yeah. And then we also found that we planted some varieties the first year, they did great, but then the second year, they didn't come back. So,
Was that a specific species or type of hop?
it's a specific variety. So what we're finding is we don't, just because something does great one year doesn't mean that it's going to consistently be great in the future. And it's probably going to be 5 years before we really know what works in Florida and what doesn't.
That makes good sense. I mean, is it a terribly expensive operation, an acre-side hops? Is it something that, like, if you don't make the batch, it wrecks the farm, or is it percentage-wise? I don't want to talk numbers with you.
Well, we're doing this kind of as a hobby on the side, we're losing money every year.
That's always tough.
Yeah, I lose a lot of beer.
It's always fun. We're not, there's a lot of money.
So hops are your loss leaders.
That's right.
But that's what happens with a hobby, right?
That's right.
And the best hobbies, the best passions turn into business, right?
That's right. So we're hoping long term that we'll be able to become profitable, but that still remains to be seen.
Well, obviously Tim speaks very highly of you guys, but I'm sorry, Ron.
No, I had a question as you were talking. It's almost a two-part question. Of the hops that you grow, what are the top 2 or 3? And have you noticed an increased percentage of alpha acid year to year? Because you said going on year 3, so are they? Because I heard that when they first start growing, they're maybe a little bit lower, but then as you get more and more crops, they grow higher in alpha acid. So what's your perspective and take on that?
Well, we didn't test our plants this year. We tested them the first year. We had a 5.5% alpha on our cascades and a 2.8 on the betas. So you're going to get, what we're finding is there's less bitterness in the Florida hops, and they tend to be sweeter, believe it or not. They have more sweet flavor to them.
And that's what I was saying about, you think in a different climate zone, when you have different type of hops, there's going to be some variation, right? It's just fundamental science. You can't have the exact same. Right. You would grow in, say, Seattle or Germany or whatever. Right.
Well, they've done some experiment or some research in Germany, and they grew saws and Tenag and Spots and Zolek, which is in Czechoslovakia. And what they found was the saws and Tenag tended to have the same flavor as the Tenag hops, and the saws that was grown in Spaltz tended to have the same flavor as the Spaltz hop. And all these places are only about 100 miles apart. So the difference in climate and soil just between those regions
was so different.
Only 100 miles made a huge difference.
You're talking about 1,800, You're talking about 1,800 miles going north to south to Florida. That's a huge difference.
That's huge. That's big, because I know Saws and Technic are using a lot of Belgian bitters, so that would change the whole flavor of the Belgian beer.
Yes.
So, that's interesting. That's good information right there.
It's just fascinating how that. It's still. I'm just fascinated the fact that you guys even do that as a viable product that you can even grow here. Something about it seems so interesting. I don't know how to even say it.
But our top 3 hops, or Cascade's actually, we have about a half acre of Cascade. That's our #1 hop, and it's doing really well here in Florida.
Which as it should
Getting
be.
good production off of it. Yeah.
Cascades have I hear anything in the seas has a more citrusy flavor, and what better than a hop to grow like a Cascade, in Florida where we have citrus all over the place, oranges and everything. So that makes sense in a way. But,
Yeah, and we've had good luck with the Newports this last year, which is a high alpha hop, around 12% or so. And Kieran did really well for us, which is a Japanese hop. It has a lime flavor.
Wow.
Or lime aroma
Kieran?
to it. Yes. Yes, just like Kieran beer.
okay.
It's actually what they use in Kieran
It's
beer.
got a lime flavor. That's interesting.
It's very interesting to use. And we did well with Columbus this last
Gus and Ryan, this is a question for you, or in Mr. Lossman. I'll go in this order. Ryan first, then Mr. Lossman, then Gus. So when talking about different hops and these subtle notes of flavor, do you think that you could taste the difference, Ryan first, between a Says or a Kieran or a Cascade? If you brew the same beer.
If the beer was brewed, well, I've never had Kieran, but if it has lime, I probably detect it.
You think your palate's that developed?
I don't know if I would know based on the flavor, but you would know based on the bitterness of the beer.
And the can, what it says on the can.
Exactly. Because a Technic and a Saz or something like that, that's going to have a lower alpha acid. Whereas a Cascade usually is around, 12, 13, 14%.
And again,
I think you said Kieran was too?
Kieran's around, it's around 6 or 8%.
6 or 8? Okay, what was the one you said? There was 12? The Newport, which I've never brewed with, and I don't know if I've ever had a beer unless I only had a beer with the Newport Cascade. Or, excuse me, Newport.
So at the end of the day,
And you would know on the bitterness, maybe not on the flavor.
it's also got to do with the method of brewing, right? I would assume.
When you add it in the boil.
Right.
Yeah.
How long, 60, 90, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Dogfish plays with all the time.
Absolutely.
Mr. Lossman, same question.
Yeah, I tend to know what kind of hops there for the first 6 beers I have, but then after that, I'm just guessing game, really. I mean, sort of a dartboard mentality, but
So is that a maybe?
it's a maybe. I mean, I can pick out some of the more distinct ones.
That's when last night falls asleep during the cast.
That's only when I play PlayStation, all right? But no, I really think I can, some of the stronger ones, I can actually go, oh, okay, I remember that, like a Cascade, I think, a stronger one, but some of the minor ones, I'm like, tastes good to me.
Mr. Gus, last to you.
Yeah, I would say I can definitely identify a few of them, not all of them. I started with wine, went over my palate. So, I can tell you what those grapes are in different wines. So I can tell you a few hops, not all of them. There are a few that just have that funkiness to it that I can definitely know right away. I'm not gonna like that beer. And then when you blend a bunch of different hops in one beer, I can tell you what.
And I don't think I'm that well developed as any one of you gentlemen to tell the difference, but I certainly do. When I started drinking craft beer and really getting into it, I was all about the IPAs. I like that spiciness, I like that pine, I like that flavor that it brought. And then I kind of transitioned into like a porter stout phase, and I'm kind of in my Belgian phase now. I can't get enough of it. I brewed one. I didn't bring it tonight, but I brewed one a few weeks ago, and now it's one of my favorite beers. In fact, Young Holy from Cocktail is one of my all-time favorite beers, and especially local here in the state. And it's just it's one of my favorites. But enough about my favorites. What do you drink, Mr. Leonard, when you're out and about?
Actually, one of my favorite beers, which I'm drinking right now, is Tim's Casper Secret, which is an APA, which is made with the hops from our.
Well, you're a little biased, I would say.
Yeah, I'm definitely biased.
Yeah.
And I also, it depends on the time of the year. I like lighter beers in the summer and darker beers. I'm a big porter guy, or in the wintertime.
Yeah, and I remember when I was up north, I spent some time up north in Michigan, and we used to drink the dark beers on the ski slopes, sitting out there, it was when it was cold and you're sitting by a fire, there's something about a nice porter or a winter warmer that really does catch you in the right vibe. or even like a Marzen, towards the fall time, which is great. So down here, we don't really get the climate change as much. So it's
about 2 or 3 days,
so
a year that you have to be on your game to get the right beer for the right evening. That's true.
Drink an entire winter's worth in those 3 days.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Okay, so all right. So I heard from Mr. Leonard. Gus, you got any particular favorites that you want to highlight in terms of styles or what you just like to drink?
It's hard for me. Every time somebody asks me what's your favorite beer, I usually say it's the one that's in my hand at the time.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Same thing. The right time, the right weather, things like that. Toussaint DuPont is probably one of my ultimate favorites. It's Belgian, farmhouse style, great beer. Hopefully I get to go there this year actually. But if you look at my refrigerator, I probably have a ton of styles in there. They're barrel aged, so it's hard to maybe say that Toussaint is my favorite when I have a bunch of styles.
Do you homebrew it all, Gus? Or have you?
I've done a couple of times, but no, I don't. I have 5 kids, so I don't have time for that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't have time to drink it.
Yeah, you've already done your homebrewing, I guess. Mr. Ryan, brew boy.
I am a huge stout fan.
Ooh, stout one? There's stout one right
Well,
now?
I drink black coffee during the day, and it always is reminiscent of that. It's got that, real harsh finish, with coffee and stouts. But stouts first for me, and then of course I love IPAs and reds too. I love that malt forward, sort of flavor connotation. I love those two styles of beer.
As the only ginger on the board here, I agree. But
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of reds,
So you're saying when I drink a red, I think of you? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying you have to. I'm
That'd
just
be
saying
kind of
you do.
weird, but at the same time, if you want me to, I will.
Nope.
I will think of it. Every time I drink a red from now on, it's going to be a time.
Oh boy, that's uncomfortable for everyone.
Mr. Nelson, how about your style?
I'm sort of just all over it. I'm very much so starting out my journey in terms of craft beer. So I really like trying new things. I like hating things that I'm like, whoa, did not see that coming. I just like kind of trying everything right now. I'm big on IPAs, but I think that's where everyone really starts. So still the starting threshold for me.
I think IPAs are a starting point for most people just because every brewery has an IPA or one that they want to try or one they want to make. Thank you, Jenny. We're being served by a lovely cocktail waitress here. Thank you. But I already said, Belgians are my thing right now, and I don't know why that is. I think to Laus's point, just trying them out. What I've learned is that the Belgians have such a wide spectrum of what a Belgian is. We have not wholly, right? That's like an everyday table. And you have things like the Trappist ales and the really weird ones. I'll never forget. I went to it was at ABC actually years and years ago, and I tried. I just went for the most foreign Belgian, legitimate looking thing I could find, and it was terrible. And I say terrible because it's not that I didn't appreciate it. Maybe that's what it's supposed to taste like. I just remember tasting like sour, like vinegar. It tasted like vinegar, and I think I either got a bad beer or I didn't appreciate it.
It was probably Rodenbach. When I first tried Rodenbach, it was funny because it was a sour beer. You have metallic, it was just all these different flavors, and you're like, what is this? But when you get somebody that can explain that to you and make sense of it, then you're like, okay, then it's supposed to taste like that. It's supposed to be sour. But yeah, they definitely have some funky weird ones.
Yeah, like I said, I've had one or two of them, and we'll not be going back.
Well, and I feel bad because I do love Belgians. I left them off my list. I do love a good Belgian.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some of them have that banana bread flavor. Some of them have that kind of doughy texture to it, and they've got this great aroma, and it's just I don't know.
I feel connected with them.
Yeah. I've been to Belgium. It's great. It's great there. Great people. Beautiful place. Yeah. Good beer. A lot of tulips. Bicycles.
I don't think there's any other style of beer besides the IPA. It's connected with another country or continent. So there you go.
So and just because we've got about 5 minutes before I'm going to make Tim real comfortable and get up on the stage for a second. But 5 minutes. 5 minutes are coming for you, bud. Yeah. Coming for you, Tim.
9 minutes. 9
No, 5 minutes I'm coming for you. 9 minutes we're doing the cheers.
I'd like to find out what some of those beers are at the table if we have the time to fit them in before we
After
do
the
that.
cheers, let's do that. Let's do that. Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna give in 5 minutes. I'm gonna give Tim his gift that we came here to give him.
Yes.
And then we'll do the cheers after that, and then we'll spend some time. Yeah. Then we'll spend some time talking to everybody else.
Tim's like my gifts now.
Yeah. No, Tim's a great guy. And
Absolutely.
We're just having a blast. We've always had a blast with Tim.
Well, and this wasn't even brought up yet. Tim was one of my biggest teachers when I first started brewing as a home brewer.
mentor, right?
He was, yeah. I brewed with him on his system, and he showed me a few things, and then I would take my beer to Gus, and Gus would tell me if it was good or bad. So both these guys are just instrumental. And you, Donnie, I always tell you, get involved with this podcast. One of the best things I ever did, because that's what got me into brewing and meeting all these awesome guys.
Oh, that's right.
I met him at an awesome place too.
Now you guys,
He was wearing a Star Wars shirt, and I was like, Star Wars.
There you go.
I know a little bit about it, but I like you.
That's all it takes to be friends with Ryan these days, everyone. Just wear a Star Wars
Wear a
shirt.
Star Wars shirt.
And
I'm like,
you're in.
hey, I'm on a podcast. You should talk.
And we'll invite you golfing the day after.
Well, no, that's great. But again, this harkens back. I know we've had a lot of good conversations the last hour here. But this is why we're here, right? This is why we're talking about. This is why we started this thing. It's not me, right? I appreciate that, but it's all of us. It's you guys contributing. It's Gus being involved in guiding. Think what it felt like people that Gus gets in touch with craft beer.
Absolutely.
And it's insane. And
On a daily basis.
literally touching people with his beer because he's making ingredients. It's just, that's why we celebrate. That's why it's so impactful. So.
Well, that's what we hope to do, is make the local craft beers more local by providing local ingredients.
Well, we've talked about this before, and I'm sure Gus, you've probably been to England, you've seen the breweries there.
Not yet. Hopefully
Not
we'll
yet.
get to
Well,
that
Belgium,
this year.
same thing. I use England as an example because we highlighted this maybe in our 50th episode or something, but in the UK, there's like 10 breweries per square mile or something like that. I forget what the stats are exactly. But when you come to the United States, there's like 65 breweries per capita or whatever it is. The ratio was absurd. It was like a 600% difference. And people walk around and they talk about the craft beer industry now. They say, we're hitting this bubble or we're going to slow down. There's no slowdown in the UK. They just never had a prohibition. That's all. They just always had beer. I mean, that's all it was. So the fact that people say that craft beer is going to slow or something's going to stop or the interest in whatever is going to die, it won't. And I don't think it's going to slow down for a long time. Just because that's the nature of the business. And to your point, what people resonate to, and I know that's all I'm here for you to say, but is the locality of it. You feel like you own it, or you're a piece of it, or you're something, even if you just go down to your local brewery like craft beer.
Yeah, so local is going to be more hyper-local. When I was in California and San Diego and San Francisco, things like, places like that, the local service is that local area within, a few miles. Local doesn't mean that because it's made in Miami, you're going to drink it in, Jacksonville. In California, local is hyper-local, and that's what we're trying to educate the market. When a new brewery comes up and starts packaging, and they want to go statewide, we're really giving a little bit of direction and telling them, it's best if you stay in the market, grow in the market, be hyper-local. We're going to help you. We're actually going to put you in a cooler in every door in that market to make sure that you develop your brand. But we really encourage them not to go statewide right away, because that is just going to create a lot of production problems, quality, a lot of different things that you can run into if you start trying to make a lot of beer because you have to cover the entire state. Or 5 different markets.
Well, and distribution in third-tier system, I mean, it's got its own ramifications to it. But when you're that hyper-local that you and Leonard are talking about, you get to drink things like Sunny Honey and the prickly pear. I mean, things that I've never been to an ABC. I mean, no offense, ABC or any of us. I've never been there, and you can see some unique flavors and different types of beers, but you don't often see that stuff, right? Like you see the experimental stuff, the stuff that isn't bottled or canned, the stuff that Tim makes on a daily basis. That's what you get. That's what you get out of the local brewery. And when I mean local, I mean the micro, hyper local breweries, right? Yeah. So that's the beauty of it. Miss Ashley.
Yes.
since you're here, I just want to take a moment. Yeah, and well, Tim, grab that mic first too. Tim, read the glasses. Read the glasses.
No, I'll read the glasses. Trade me.
This is the first time you've worked all night.
Come on, now you was trying to respond.
All he did was take him back to his table.
You're more recording. You're good, Erwin.
And Ashley, if I can have you stand over here.
Yes, absolutely.
That bottom glass.
On that side.
The bottom one.
Sorry, guys. They're on the podcast. We're having a break here just to reset because we got about 4 minutes that I got on my clock. On your
Does everybody have a beer in their hand?
Yep. Hello, Craft Life.
Hello, Craft Life.
Hello, Craft Life!
So everybody in Craft Life, just so you know, we are the Craft Brews and Geek podcast. Hello, thank you for being here. At 8 o'clock, in 4 minutes, we do what's called a simul toast. So the simul toast is where there's about 44 breweries that participated last year. I'll have to check the stats for this year, but what we do is at 8 o'clock, we all raise a glass and we basically just cheers to Florida craft beer. If you've not heard of us before, Mayor Bob Buckhorn is behind this initiative, so we are fully city approved. There you go. But go on back to your stuff. I'm just saying in 3 minutes we're going to. So we have a little celebration for Tim. But you guys are welcome to come over and join us.
Absolutely.
2 minutes. 2 minute warning.
Very important celebration for Tim, to be honest with you.
It is.
I think this is really cool.
So just to use his available time and let Tim get sweaty on the stage. So I don't want to embarrass him, but Tim, thank you so much for letting us be here tonight, man. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to everything that we support and these guys here for having us. Ashley is going to help us out here and unveil the Florida Craft Beer Day Proclamation 2019. If you can pull that folder, babe. Thank you, miss. Yep, you pull it off. Just be careful, don't pull the whole thing on the stage. There you go. So Tim, we brought this for you, and Ashley's holding your copy in her hand right there. But if you want to read through some of it, go ahead. We got time. Ashley, if you give it to me, I'll read. Yeah, okay. I see the glasses. I'll read a little snippet here. And again, I've got a 2 minute warning, everyone. 2 minute warning.
No, less than. I have the world clock on my phone.
Well, we're using my.
Thank you so much.
That's
really cool.
1 minute countdown.
All right, 1 minute and counting. So, the proclamation, again, these are just the highlights. Whereas the brewery dedicated to building the making of beer, alcoholic fermented beverage is one of the world's most popular drinks overall. We are here with the Brewmasters.Club, that is us, using the science and industry-leading research to inspire learning and adult beer drinkers, support local economies and craft breweries. We'll celebrate our 4th annual Craft Beer Day at Craft Life Brewing. Land O'Lakes, Florida, celebrate the economic, the cultural, the societal, historical impact of brewing and what it has made in the impact of Florida and the Tampa Bay area. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody. Go around the block. There you go, Tim. I know we're going to do some more, Tim.
Good job.
Tim, would you like to say anything?
Yeah.
No, I know you. You can do it. I believe in you. Everybody, Tim.
And Tim, this is yours, man.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a real honor to have you guys here. It's been a really great experience. We've been here almost 3 years now, and we've always been supporting these guys and everything they do for craft beer. Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, enjoying the podcast, and cheers.
Cheers to you, Tim. Thanks, buddy. All right, so now, our bottle share group. You guys want to come over and participate a little bit? We'd love to have you.
Absolutely. What are you guys drinking over there? I heard a couple beers were on the market, but now we're intrigued and we want to know.
Miss Angela, at least Miss Angela, you got to come over.
That one?
All right, who's this guy? 15. All right.
Would that be possible?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Honey, what do you got over there?
I'm not sure. We got to have them on a mic here.
So this is the point of the podcast. All the formalities are out the window, and now we're on to drinking, right?
Yes, we are on to drinking now.
Okay. And I think we've also got some craft beer from Tonka's Tap House over there. Yeah. A little shout out to you.
This is where it gets really interesting, people.
So we can make this bottle share as fun and as big as possible because this is going to go out to the hundreds of listeners, thousands of listeners that we have on our podcast.
So Miss Angela, and I apologize for the cord length here, but if you want to step over here, please give us a little bit about your group and what you guys are here doing.
Alright, so we're the Pasco Brewers Guild, and this is our February meeting hosted by Craft Life. So we're very excited to be here. Craft Life has always been a very supportive of Pasco Brewers Guild. So we're essentially a group of people who love beer and homebrew and like to share it. We participate in the festivals. We're going to be at Hospital Heroes tomorrow. They raised $10,000 for veterans last year, so we're really excited to be part of that. So we're just here to have fun, and we're excited to be a part of Craft Beer Day.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. I know a couple of other members of your group. If you guys, how do people find you? How do they get a piece of the group here? If they're local, we've been talking about local all night here. That's like the flavor of this evening. So.
Yeah, so we have a Facebook page, it's Pasco Brewers Guild. Anyone can join and be a part of it. We're very open. There are no fees or anything. You can participate in as much or as little as you want. So we have 189 members of the Pasco Brewers Guild, and we participate around 10 different events throughout the year.
That's fantastic. And I tried the first beer you just handed me in a little glass. What was that?
That was my caramel coffee porter.
I had the caramel. It was smoky. That's what I noticed about it. It was smoky. That's part of the bottle share. That's not on the table. It was good. It was very good.
That's already gone.
I wanted you to talk to
As
the
soon as she
beer
hears
and
smoky, she's like, I gotta have it.
Yeah, about
Mouse beers, that's my favorite. Come to Old McMickey's on April 13th. We will have a cake there.
Absolutely. Let's go there because we know the people that know people.
So the gentleman behind you handed us this bottle. We just took a little sample. Could you just tell a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Carson Zukov, I was part of the Casual Club for 8 years that they did it, and you got like 5 bottles per season that they did, and you paid X amount of dollars. You got the barrel aged bottles that nobody else got, and so it was all part of Cigar City back before everything else happened.
Well, that's something truly special, man. We appreciate you sharing
That's
that.
a 2015 and it's
2015.
Please, we're really take it back to your group. We just wanted to try.
Oh, no.
That's incredible,
Please.
man.
Well, that's a night ender right there.
Yeah, really.
So, motor oil, but delicious at the same time.
So our buddy Mike is standing.
Absolutely, we got Mike from Taka's Tap House. Yeah, I can't talk.
Thank you.
Come on over, Mike.
It's gonna stretch.
Yeah, it will not stretch. It will not.
You brought a couple beers here tonight, right?
Just one.
Oh, just one. Well,
Yeah.
you brought a couple of bottles.
Yeah.
What are we drinking, and what are we going to expect when I take a sip of that?
This is just a light brown ale that I had done as an extract, and I actually put real bananas in. But I wanted to get that banana
I get the banana.
without adding the banana. So that's Behind-Staff and yeast, however you pronounce it. So I got the banana flavor just from the yeast, just from letting it sit. And so it's a nice light brown
Interesting.
banana.
No,
hunk of banana nut.
And that's what it's called, hunk banana nut? Yeah, dude, that's killer. It's nice, light, drinkable, and at the same time, you get that banana profile with the brown profile. So this is good beer.
It was, I'll be honest, I had grains unmilled, sitting sealed in my bathtub for about a year and a half. And I just was like, let me do a test run to see if this is something that I want. And I really got the yeast flavor that I wanted. So now, I'll go to a Ford Brew down the road. I will purchase me some grains, and I'll do it again. Hopefully, I'll have that on tap at Temple Terrace Craft Brew Fest this year.
Yeah, we'll see.
I wanted to do the Ultimate Mickey's, but my wife told me that I have to do something. I said no.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We'll see you at Temple Terrace.
This is a delicious beer, man. I mean, we're a big fan of your beers, too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, go ahead.
No, before you leave, keep going. I just have a question for you.
Oh yeah. It's I've had. Home brewing is, as y'all know, it's
That's exactly where I was going.
It's a learning. There's a learning curve, and there's certain things that I had beers that I've had to dump before Beer Fest. Because,
I remember that one.
I've had plastic cases, you try to hide them and all this. And Tim is really, by coming up here and sort of volunteer brewing, and Tim has shown up at my house and brewed with me, and I've learned how to fix things. If I can ever, and I figure if I'm going to do this professionally one day, I got to fix this stuff now on a cheaper scale before it costs actual real money.
Which we learned a lot that day. We heard that
We tried to do green grass and rye tides, and we scorched it on his elements. Yeah, it tasted. We tried to patch that all 10 ways to Sunday.
but we had a great time doing it. So
Yes.
that was the important part.
Yeah.
But the learning curve is what he was alluding to is very important to perfecting the craft. And getting that beer specifically, because we learned a lot from anything in Lysol or something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
To make sure that the mashing is thick and everything. That was a very important lesson even for me as a young brewer who had only been really brewing on the stove at that point.
Yeah, it was really good. So I thank Tim for allowing. I can, if I get off work early on a Monday, I know that I can pop in here and help him take care of some things, and he always opens his doors for me. So thank him and thank you guys for being here. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you. No, Mike, before you left, that's what I wanted to transition into, the homebrew. So how long have you been homebrew?
I started in 2014. My sister bought me a 1 gallon extract book. Okay. So I was doing it on my stove in my house in Holiday. And then I went from there, I bought a refrigerator for $30 on Craigslist, which still is running in my garage now. Like
You can't beat that.
No. Then I went to a 5 gallon extract. Then I went to 5 gallon all grain, and now I have kegs that I cut the top off of, and it's I'm upping and upping and upping and upping. But I've got 2 refrigerators, a chest freezer, and a kegerator in my garage, and I'm under $200.
Wow. But it's a hobby that you're hoping to become a business, right?
Yeah, and Mike has come out and did you pick last year at the farm. He brought his whole family out.
Oh, we're going to be there for sure.
Yeah, we had my son. He was at the time maybe not. He may have been a year old. I don't think so. Out there picking hops with me and stuff. And so
That's right.
it was really cool.
And that's where it all starts. Is just on the stove, really.
Yeah.
You know, that's where it started for me. That's where it started for Mike. I don't know where it started for Jim, but I'm sure you
It started in software for Tim. He's software. I understand how software connects to breweries, but whatever. You guys are figuring it out.
And it just grows from there. Then you meet people, you learn different things, and then like even the last weekend event that I did, you see everybody started at small, humble beginnings, and that's what it's all about.
That's why I'm trying to get my son going now. So like, I had to get my parents.
Get him into software.
He's got the high five down.
Yeah.
The fist bump's coming.
It's when I was a kid, it was my parents. I said, go get him a Natty Light. I want him to say, well, Dad, do you want an Old IPA or do you want a Pilsner? What do you want?
What does your palate feel like this evening?
Exactly. Yes.
Creamy chocolate, or do you want a sharp citrus?
Star Hopper, let's give him a beer.
Well, you gotta give him a little bit of hop here, not the beer, just a little, so you get flavor profile. I got you. Cheers, guys. Good man. This is fun, guys.
Thank you.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, this has been a good time. Well, that's what I was trying to get
The
at.
crowd's into it. They're lively. It's awesome.
I was trying to get into it, Ryan, because
Ooh, what is this?
Microphone. One more time.
A winter ale brewed with spruce pit.
Thank you.
Brewed with
It's like drinking a Christmas tree.
Drinking a Christmas tree.
I've always wondered what that water tastes like at the bottom of the
Yeah, and I've tried it. It's not that great.
This is it?
Fermented Christmas tree.
Fermented Christmas tree water.
What's it called?
Actually, I'm gonna need your comment on this one. I know you're walking away.
Hibernation. All right. We're gonna try hibernation. Here, give us a sample before you drink it up. So,
Hold on. Okay. Stay right here.
So Ryan, what I wanted to ask you about was to speak on the homebrew piece, because you're the more tenured homebrewer. Then yeah, that's fine.
Okay. When he said fermented Christmas tree,
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Like if you've ever gone to a Christmas tree lot, you smell the fresh Christmas trees being cut at the bottom. That's delicious.
So
Honestly.
how is there actual Christmas tree? Spruce tip.
It tastes exactly like a Christmas tree.
I've always wondered what a Christmas tree would taste like if I.
Actually, take this over there.
This is it. I like this.
Take
This is amazing.
Yeah,
Ryan just always struggled with blending one. He just doesn't know.
Yeah. He puts his twists right in the blender.
I'm glad you like it.
Did you make this?
Very good. The aftertaste on that is incredible.
Oh yeah. It leaves you wanting more, but also feeling refreshed.
Did you say leaves you?
I did say leaves you.
Get out of here.
Although Christmas tree has petals on it.
I don't think they're petals.
They're not leaves. I don't think they're leaves.
That'll be available at Kegs Brewing, K-E-G.
That'll be available at Kegs Brewing, Crazy Eddie's Garage Brewing in the near future.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing it.
Did you? Wait, I got one more question. Did you dry hop anything, or is this just? This is the.
The screw sticks went in the boil. No dry hopping, no
Dude,
nothing.
I want this next Christmas, or this coming Christmas. I want this.
If you drink it, you can have Christmas all year round. That's correct.
I got 5 gallons in the keg at home.
So I'll take a gallon.
Thank you so much.
This is delicious.
So while all that chaos was going on, that is an incredible beer. I really do like that. It reminds me of the spaghetti ghost that we didn't try at Great American Beer Fest.
Yeah.
It tasted like meatballs and spaghetti sauce, which I thought would have been incredible. I know, Leonard's giving me the face. No.
You don't grow spaghetti and meatballs on your farm?
No. Yeah, all right. I know. But during all that conversation, Gus, I slid you over my Resilience IPA. It's right there on the table. Ryan, I want you to try it too. If you need this, so give me your raw thoughts on it, Gus. I really want to hear what you think, good or bad, because me and Ryan tried my saison as well, and I just wanted to get some expert opinions on it as we're talking about home brewing. And again, this is all for. You sit down. Oh, you want to go?
Leonard took mine.
I thought you poured it for me.
I poured it for you.
Were you going for like a West
Oh,
Coast,
yeah.
West Coast style?
And that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was a West Coast style on IPA, so it doesn't have the same kind of. Well, I've noticed with Ryan's, and I've noticed with. I tried one other one. I think I tried it at Blue. And they don't taste like a typical IPA. They're not a juicy IPA either. I think they're almost sweet, and they're just very different.
It's definitely malty. You can tell there's like a West Coast style being going for. I'm not getting a lot of hops, but maybe a little too sweet.
Yeah, and that's a fine to be criticism,
but I can drink it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, as long as I don't have to pour it out the drain, I'm okay. But Leonard, what do you think?
It's good. I like it. I'm not a big fan of the bitterness on the end.
Yeah.
I like a milder IPA. This is good.
Good. Well, I'm honored to have you guys both try it. Got some feedback. Ryan's thinking on it. Go ahead, buddy.
You guys are not. I've had a couple different variations of the Resilience.
And mine's the best.
I'm actually I mean, I pick up on the sweetness that Gus was talking about, but I still pick up on hops. And honestly, I know that Sierra Nevada, they put that recipe out there. Everybody could do it. Everybody did it their own certain way, which even with water profile and everything like that is a mistake.
Well, ingredients are coming all over the place, right? Exactly. He paid $700,000 in ingredients instead of donating for that. Exactly. That beer nationwide. If you're a big brewery, even inside, you could have applied for that to get those donated to you. I'm 1.5 gallons. You're sick. We did get it out of the cigar.
But still, at the same time, I've had so many different variations of that same beer that this one fits the mold perfectly in the same category. I can't say if it's plus or minus or whatever, but I think it fits the flavor profile of what the Resilience beer is. So that is a contributor to what this is.
Well, thank you all. I appreciate that. I wasn't looking for a smattering of compliments. I just wanted to honestly
Well,
get
Donnie, how can you not?
I know that. Is that what you wanted?
Let's get the guy with the red beard some opinion first.
Well, all right. I mean, we've been talking now for a long time. I know you guys probably got to commute home and want to get back to your families. You want to wrap it up soon? Any final thoughts, Ryan? Again, this is all in celebration of Florida Craft Beer Day. We're not up here talking about how great my beers are, or how great Tim's beers are, or how amazing that Christmas tree beer was, or Hibernation, because it was freaking amazing.
Like I said, last week I did an event and I met some really cool people. It was a general event that I still really got some great feedback from the person that ran it. And the number one thing at the event was just making sure that craft beer is evaluated properly from each different brewery that's putting beer out there. And that's what I think the cool thing in Florida is that we are striving to produce some of the world's best craft beer and beer in general. So in short, this is why I love being home to this day. Valentine's Day is I'm really great for that. But I think it's really awesome that we can all come together and talk about not just the beer, but the community around it, and see all these awesome people out here that have a great time. So Florida Craft Beer Day, February 15th, every single year, here on out. There you go. That's my summary for tonight.
Fantastic. That was a great closing. And Ryan, of course, we couldn't be here without you, buddy, so thank you so much.
Pleasure, my friend.
Mr. Gus, closing arguments?
Being in this industry has been great. Seeing the craft beer industry grow in Florida has been amazing. Obviously, being in Tampa, living in Tampa, seeing Ybor City and all those great breweries, get off the ground and really, get in front of that industry and open the doors for a lot of other breweries has been great. I don't think we're slowing down. I know people keep saying the craft beer is slowing down. On our end, we see more and more brewers, coming to the state. We see more local brewers coming and present to us. And people still want to drink good beer, and we're definitely making good beer in Florida. So I'm just looking forward to drinking a Florida IPA and the grown hops, in a few years. That's going to be a day that I'm really going to feel proud of. Good drink.
Got some
more crap beer.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm so fascinated by Leonard and his business. But, oh man, I'm getting more dropped off here.
Hold on, we gotta get this guy.
All right, one more time.
What was your name again? Eddie.
Eddie's garage.
I met you before. I got your number. I know, it's right.
Use the microphone, Ryan.
We're friends.
He just forgot.
Alright, we got this guy. Hey, so where'd you just come from? New York City? So what are we drinking now? I might have. I want some pizza. I'm walking here. Hey, across the street.
It's a oatmeal porter. I call it Highland.
Ooh, I love oatmeal porter.
Highland's oatmeal porter.
Highland's oatmeal porter. I think a couple clean glasses.
Hope you guys like it.
Crazy Eddie, we appreciate you, sir.
He said my phone is Crazy Eddie. I swear to God.
I believe it. That's his name. Mr.
I
Leonard.
told you we were gonna brew one day. Oh, you're friends with Dave.
All right. Let's finish that. Let's finish this out.
I almost said the F word. Did I say
It's
that?
okay. Don't do that. There's small children. There's no shit. Well, there's only
Well,
one child.
so the
one small child.
If Taka's okay with it, I'll say it.
If we include you, you're also a small child.
Now it's too late. I can't say
It's
it.
too late. Mr. Leonard, please.
I've been following the growth of the craft brew industry for the last 18 years.
Is that a farm pun?
And actually, even when I was up in Maryland, and now that I'm down here in Florida, I've watched homebrewers grow, and they had a dream to open their own breweries, and I followed them and watched them go through the whole process from being a home brewer to having a viable and operational brewery. And I still follow some of the breweries up in Maryland. I've watched what they've been doing. And it's still, like you said, it's still a growing industry. And what's great about craft breweries is it's not like your typical bar, smoke-filled bar. People come in with their families, their children, their dogs.
And it means welcome.
And there's a great feeling. It's like the Cheers TV show from years ago. That's what craft breweries are like, and that's what it's all about.
Except Ryan keeps forgetting what I'm saying. And it's like a Crazy Eddie and you are good friends. It's a reverse cheers for him, but everyone else I totally agree. Well, Osman, you go last, and then I'll finish this up. So go and please, just closing words. Florida Craft Beer Day 2019. This has been so fun, so exciting. it's been a great turnout.
I think honestly, this event is exactly what it's all about. I mean, just randomly bumping into other home brewers, trying things that we didn't even see coming, and just having a great time doing it. So, I mean, it really just, this is just a fantastic day to celebrate all of that. So. I think every mission accomplished here. Absolutely, it's just been a great time.
All right. Well, I do not want to waste any more time. I know you guys are eager to talk to people, so we are going to first off thank Tim. Mr. Tim.
Thank you so much for letting us do this.
Everybody round of applause to Mr. Tim, please.
He's got some really cool things coming in the near future, so if you've not been here, definitely check out Craft Life on Facebook, Instagram, all those other fun places. He's got some great stuff coming and some really good news to share, but I won't share it yet.
All right, well that's a fun little zinger. I also want to thank Mr. Smokey's Lifestyle Cigars. We got Fausto back there. He's came here with some hand-rolled cigars. We're going to go try them out and hang out.
Definitely smoking some cigars.
There is nothing more Tampa, nothing more local than cigars, right?
Other than traffic.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Can you make traffic cigars?
Jesus.
I want to thank
The moment I forget about traffic, then you bring it right back up as I'm halfway drunk.
I want to thank Mr. Gus, ABC Gus, for being here tonight. Sir, your expertise, your knowledge, your friendship, we just appreciate you, man.
I know we're about the same age, right?
Yeah. You're just a wealth of knowledge, Gus, so we appreciate you. Mr. Leonard.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Mr. Leonard, for being here. Your stories are amazing, extremely interesting. I can't wait to visit the farm. He's actually going to be speaking with me at the Tampa Bay History Center on April 11th. We're doing a Florida connection, so go to the Tampa Bay History Center.com, I assume, to find their website and their event schedule. Leonard and myself will be there moderating a panel for all of the History Center annual pass holders and some other special guests. I think there should be about 300 people there. It'll really be a great time. They're about to launch a massive exhibit for the March 1st, first day of Florida, of the Tampa Bay Beer Week, so that'll be really exciting. But we look forward to seeing you guys all there. And then in my last closing words here, again, like Ryan said, find us on the Facebook group, find Tim on the Facebook. We have a fantastic group called Florida Craft Brews and Geek News Facebook group, about 100 members strong almost at this point. We have great dialogue, great conversation. We love everybody in there, and we just want to invite you. So to close this thing out, I just want to again say thank you to everybody that's listening. Thank you to everybody that's here tonight, and thank you to Craft Beer.
Absolutely.
All right.
Not just craft beer,
Florida. Is that like the end closer? Are you trying to drop
No, I'm not stealing that from you, Lazarus. I think that's going to be yours.
Don't drop the mic, it's very expensive.
And as we like to say,
This one was, yes.
Last did you have something?
Oh yeah, I actually did have one thing to say.
Go ahead.
Actually, I did just look it up. It is the Tampa Bay History, TampaBayHistoryCenter.org. So
That makes sense. It's a nonprofit. Thank you, Myra. All right. Well, as we say at the end of every podcast,
you're in trouble now.
that's all right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy Craft Life. Beer Day.
Woohoo! Keep drinking all night long.
Support craft beer. Buy a beer from Tim. I'm sorry. That's right. Tim, get in here. We're gonna take a picture. Drink craft. Get over here. You're gonna have to step way back.
I'm the thin
All right. I don't know why we're still recording. Come on.
I'm the thin one now.
Not sure why we're recording this part. No, we'll just do it anyway. All right. Anybody there still on the video? You guys, we're talking to you. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. We'll talk to you later. As soon as I can turn this thing off. Thank you, guys. You can turn your mics off now.
I kind of like the mic. I want to walk around.
No, Brian, I'm turning yours off.
I got the silence.
If anything, I'd wire a mic to Tim.
That's right. I would too.
Oh, just the tip.
Yeah, I'm got him.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
See you later, everybody.
That was awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah, thank you. April 11th will be a totally different story.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you,
sir.
That's yours.
Oh, I appreciate that. Can I bring these?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, all right.
I want you to brew with.
Okay, you got it. You got it. I will.
I'm going to have to give you bigger speakers. Or a wider crowd.
Well, hey, they were bigger than the ones you had.
Oh yeah, I have a beer speaker here. Get it blowing them fuckers out. Plug in one time.
What are you blowing?
Wow, it's really chilly over here. It was
Yeah, that's where the AC is.
Oh, we pumped it down.
I'm trying to keep everybody cool, so more people, more.
Watch your step, guys. Don't trip.
Oh, yeah. So I might need a laptop. I've got a demo right now,
I
but
just wanted to put this on.
he's busy.
You alright?
Got it.
You wasting away?
We did
Perfect.